to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from a Mullet Manor. And man, we're going to do the review for 7:30 for NXT. And you know what? They're in their first week of the Great American Bash. And, they start off with everybody's favorite, Hank and Tank. Yeah, Hank and Tank come out there, and apparently they are the host, getting ready for the big events in Cleveland, Ohio. And, so they come out really going. They've got the grills going with some fake food on a picnic table. They're all ready for the Great American Bash. And they start off with a ladies' tag title match. Now, of course, they got to bring, Roxanne on for a little bit. Get a little... Tony D and the family, a little kind of prelude to what is about to happen there. And then, Oba is going to show up there and outstage Tony. So eventually we will hear something on down the road about that. But they're going to go into a ladies tag team title match, which is going to be, sorry, Miss Jackson. I can't even do it. I shouldn't even try it, but Miss Jackson and Lash Legend with Metaphor. Going against the ladies' champs, and that's Isla and Alba. The ladies' champs, and the ladies' champs, they're an unholy reunion, from what I hear. And the ladies' champs come out and jump on Miss Legend and Miss Jackson immediately. And, the match kind of goes kind of the way you would expect it to. Nothing bad. The match was pretty good. Can't complain. I'm so sorry. I love it when everyone wants to contact you in that little bit of time that you don't want to be contacted. But anyway, yes, the match goes like you would apparently think. The champs look good. Miss Jackson and Miss Legend, they do great. But eventually, they have to unleash the beast in Miss Lash Legend. And she sells, she lets everybody whoop on her, she does all of that. She's doing what she's supposed to do. But when are they going to unleash the beast? Because that woman, when she puts together some offensive moves, it looks fantastic. There is no doubt in my mind that if they let her go at it, that she can be a formidable opponent to anybody they put her up to. I mean, the size alone is one thing, but she can move in that ring, man. She does a great job. Even like I said, even when she's selling, she makes, that's the whole point of selling. You make the other person look good. You get them over. And man, does she not do that. Come on. Just when they let her get that little bit of offense, it's like, bam. When they say she could clear a barroom, she could clear a barroom. I'm not saying that she couldn't. She does really, really good. Of course, the champs are going to win this match. They're already setting up the champs on other PPLs. So you know how that's going to go. So, yeah, the champs do win it. But, Miss Jackson, ooh, and Lash Legend, they put up a good fight. All right, and then old EP comes out. Old Ethan Page, All Eagle. He comes out, and of course he has to start up a little something with Aura Mensa, and the whole gig on that. Whenever you see somebody constantly getting over on someone, when the match actually counts, it's going to go reverse. Right, so they've let Ethan Page, they've let Aura have fun and do the pin on EP there for a while. 1, 2, 3. So he's agitated. And so we'll see how that goes on down the road. Then you got old Cedric Alexander. He's trying to give a little philosophy and a little education, a little wisdom out to the locker room. And, you got Sean Spears that shows up. And, he ain't too happy about that. And so that's, where that's going. But before that, you got to have Brooks Jensen come out and defend Sean Spears. So that sets up for a match a little bit later. And then after that, you've got the No Quata Catch Crew with Charlie Dempsey and the boys, but they got Tavon, the Olympian, talking about Tony D. He's saying that he's done it all, he's seen it all, no big crowd's going to bother him, no pressure, anything, he's been there, done that. So we'll see how that goes with Tony D. But after that, you got Hank and Tank. You got Tank with a really cool jacket, might I add. But old Tank, he's done a little interviewing, and, he's interviewing Tony D and the family, and, Tony tells it like it is and says what he's going to do and does what he says and all that good stuff. But after that is a little surprising. We finally get to hear Mr. Pete Dunne. And Pete does it good. He's young and he's bitter. And as far as Trick, he doesn't get it, and Trick will have to figure it out. Like he said, Pete said that he did. So, I can see a little something on down the road with Pete Dunne and Trick. Whoop that Trick. I can see it on down the road. So, but then they go to the match of Tavion with No Quata Catch Crew going against Tony D and the family, and they come out there, and the first round, it's a 6-round deal, first one to get 2 wins, and the first round they're kind of dancing around, dancing with myself, but they kind of going around and kind of even, nobody gets anything, but the second round, a little mess up there, and Tavion gets his arm messed up a little bit, and of course Tony, being the veteran that he is, he goes after the arm, and that's the way it goes. Third round, no winners or anything here. We had third round, we get Ren coming in. Well, Tony wins the second, and then Tavion comes on with a little pep talk from Ren St. Clair. She slaps him upside the head a few times, and hey, he comes out and gets a win. So it's tied up 1-1, but, it can only go so far. Davion wins in the fourth, I believe, and then in the fifth. It is what it is. You got Tony D and the family. Well, they win the Heritage Cup Championship there, or the Heritage Cup Challenge, or the Heritage, I don't know. They get to keep that freaking big old cup a little longer there. But anyway, we'll go on. And, got a little promo before the six-lady tag. You got Jazz and JC and Valen. They're talking about Lola and Carmen. And of course, Carmen and Lola and Soul are going to come out and talk about them. Wow, new script, huh? But they got the ladies going back and forth. But then they go to Brooks Jensen going against Mr. Cedric Alexander. And Cedric, at certain points, has to slow down, or has to kind of help Brooks, because Brooks, is not quite. He has it in his head. He just ain't got it quite to his feet yet. But Cedric, being the veteran that he is, pulls him through. And, he did. Cedric did the best he can. This match is okay. Ced, of course, is going to sell and do everything right. I mean, he's a veteran. He's what a pickup they got out of him, and a couple of Ashante and a couple of these other people. They are veterans. They're going to give you good matches, good blackout matches, just good solid pickup. But in this one, Ced makes Brooks look as good as he can, and then Brooks, I'm not trying to act like Brooks isn't doing his gig, doing his thing. It's just, it's not quite up to the level of Mr. Alexander, but he does what he can, and Brooks gets the push, so he gets the win. And then, after that, you've got the young OJ, in here talking about, they got some young pictures, him with belts out there, talking about how when he was a kid, how he wanted to be a WWE superstar. And to tell you the truth, guys, that young man is on the way. He might be, everybody's laughing when they call him Bouncy. Yeah, well, he's going to bounce his way right to the bank. So all he's got to do is, young man like that, good-looking kid, all he's got to do is keep his head straight, and he'll be just fine. But then they got this, they got this MSK group there, these rascals. Now, everybody seems to love them, so, okay. They're doing some comical stuff and kind of laying some cool lines down and everything, so, hey, it is what it is. So, Wesley has found him got his partners back, the crew is back together, and the rascals are rascaling, I guess you would say. But now we got to get serious. Yeah, we got to get serious. Because it's time for Joe Hendry, because everybody believes in Joe Hendry. And, he's doing a little concert tonight, and it's not Elias. It's not Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg out there, he's, it's, I'm not saying I believe yet, but, hey, it's Joe Hendry. And he puts together a comical little song, somebody wrote a good little gig there, and he gets to kind of make fun of Gallus, and even compares one to Dutch Mantel. And look, I gotta say, if you can work it into a song to where you compare yourself with Dutch Mantel, which I love me some Dutch. I'm a Memphis Mark OG. I grew up at the Mid-South Coliseum seeing Dutch Mantel and these guys tearing it up every week. So nothing but a fan of Dutch. But hey, look, if you can break old Dutch into a song, God bless you. But yeah, or Joe Hendry. Brooks Hendry. Joe Hendry pulls out a concert, and then the Gallus guys got to come in and ruin everything. Yep, the old Gallus guys, they come in, and of course they pull a Jeff Jarrett on him and break the guitar across his back, which does not favor Joe Hendry. He doesn't believe in that, so he does not like that stuff. So then after that, you've got Ethan Page, to EP, and Ava and Aura trying to sign a contract. And, Aura does okay. I can't say anything bad, and Ethan does okay. And then, of course, you've got Ava, the all-wise and all-knowing. Then you got Aura, and then you've got, Ethan Page. So they pull it off. Okay, it's, we'll see. Because they are going for the title next week. Then after that, you've got Kendall Gray with Charlie Bright, I believe it is, on the outside, going against Jada Parker with OTM out the mud. But they don't, because they got mud on their shoes, they don't come out to the ring. But anyway, Jada does, what she's supposed to do in this match and win it. But I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised at Kendall Gray. This young lady, like her and Jada, are NIL, prodigies. Soccer and I can't remember what Kendall was exactly, but anyway, they're both exceptional athletes outside of the ring. But Jada is getting the push, so she gets the win. But I got to say, I haven't seen a whole lot out of Kendall Gray that even warranted me knowing her name. 35 years in the restaurant and nightclub business. If you didn't work for me for over 30 days at least, I didn't even bother to learn your name. So in this one, I hadn't really paid a lot of attention to Miss Gray, but I got to say, hey, Miss Gray, she's a future star. Needs more ring time and everything, but she has very big flashes of brilliance in there. So, and it looks easy to her. So we will see on down the road. But in this particular match, Jada Parker gets the win. And then after that, you've got, they had Matt Bourne and Ren St. Clair, and they all come out and got in the roux to make up this whole gumbo, but Jada does get the win. Then you've got Thea and Riley and Chase U and everything, and Ridge, and Ridge is explaining to Thea that you gotta do whatever it takes. And I'm not sure if Andre Chase agrees with that. Then after that, you've got Axiom and Nathan. They're over there, the tag champs are over there talking to LWO, and Mr. Stone and Stevie come over and present a contract, and Axiom signs it, and Nathan's not sure if he's ready to sign it, and so they have a confrontation, so there's words. So this is all leading up to a split on Speed, but we haven't got there yet. Yeah, and from there we've got a women's tag. You got Jasmine and JC Jane and Valen Henry going against Carmen and Lola and Sol Ruka. Kind of an unusual pairing with Lola, and they do their before getting into the ring annex, and they pay homage to everyone. So kind of a good little start to the match, and the ladies come out, as far as Carmen and Lola and Sol, they come out working together and everything, but somebody, this group's got to be the one that takes the butt whooping. And apparently they voted Carmen. They voted her to take the most of the butt whooping in this match. But Jasmine, that she has flashes. JC Jane, she and Lola have a stretch to where they are going back and forth, and they look fantastic working with each other. Both their timing is good. It doesn't look choreographed. Everything is just spot on. Very good little, about a 2-minute spot there. But, and then Carmen and Sol, to tell you the truth, they look fantastic when they're together at certain times. So, hey, is it a tag team on down the road? We all down the road about half a mile. But anyway, who knows, what they'll do in the future. But they looked great together. So, good match. But the good guys don't always win, folks. And in this one, it is Valen, JC Jane, and Jasmine that are going to pick up the win, with Carmen getting pinned there, I believe, by Valen, but I can't really remember off the top of my head. But anyway, pretty good match, Sol does her gymnastic stuff, but she's toning it down a little bit, so... she's very talented, so I hope she gets that in-between speed and figures out how to make that record sound right. But, you've got the Carmen, Lola, and Sol do not win this one, but then they go to a Joe Hardy promo, because he's leaving the arena, and he knows that people believe in him. But apparently Joe Hendry is a little ticked off, and he's Scottish, and he doesn't like other Scottish people that tick him off. So next week he'll be finding everybody that's Scottish, which happens to be the Gallus guys, and we're gonna have a little fun, little shenanigans going on there. So then you've got the last match, though. You've got Thea and Roxanne going against each other, and they've really promoted Thea in this and really tried to make her in the Arn Anderson type in this match. But Roxanne and her have a pretty decent match. I can't say not a good match, but you've got some outside distractions, that cause a little distraction, which allows Roxanne to get the pop rocks and get the win. And you kind of go off air, after Joe Hendry there. You got Thea before that, being real sad with Chase U. So, overall in this show, not so bad. You didn't have any trick sighting really, but a quick little spot. So they're probably promoing him out somewhere. So we'll see where they go from here and everything. But I tell you, every week I keep getting the TNA questions. And Joe Hendry mentioned TNA in his song. So they're openly saying the words TNA, which I don't think would have ever happened in, the big kahuna's reign of terror. I shouldn't say it like that. The man was a genius. We'll see where this goes in the future. But yeah, TNA, the crossover, or is it the crossover to TNA? That is left to be determined, folks. That's the way it is on July 30th, folks. That's the way it is, as Walter Cronkite there. But all right, let me see if I've got anything on my notes. Of course, Survivor Series. You've got a great weekend coming up. Saturday with the big PPL. Next week we've got the other side of the Great American Bash showing up. Big matches all over the place. Cody, the Bloodline, Drew and CM Punk, just good matches all over the place. And what are they going to do now that the Creed brothers are with our guy over there? Are they finally going to get the push? Are they going to, whoop on Otis and, whoop on these guys for a while and then get a chance to get some big matches? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But I guess that's going to be it. Coming here from Mullet Manor, I don't think I have anything. No. There's a bird looking at me and he doesn't look happy. So I guess that is about all the time we have here. Whenever the wildlife looks at you funny, it's time to go. But anyway, guys, the way we close it every week. If you can, get out there and help a shelter. Volunteer, donate, whatever you can do. Just do. Go out there and make a cat or a dog smile. Or a iguana or a pacu or whatever the heck it may be in your neighborhood. Just go and help where you can, and always spay and neuter. And folks, that is it for me. That's it for me. And this is Memphis Mark. And where's the control? Where's the control? There it is. Hand it to me. No, slowly. Wait a minute, slowly. Wait a minute. I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.